Assalamu alaikum. You're watching Canadian Muslim News on Muslim Network TV from Toronto. I'm Mohammed Maxwell Hassan, and coming up, an interview with the winner of the 2022 Newcomer Arts Award, SAHAR ASKARY HEMMAT. Here's what's making news. Canada passes recommendations to end forced sterilization. Muslim charity appeals against CRA-imposed suspension. Man engaged in hate speech not charged by Hamilton police. Israel and the US sign a security pact. And now the details. The Senate Committee on Human Rights released recommendations today to end forced sterilization in Canada. A June 2021 preliminary report by the committee shared the experiences of 16 women who were forcibly sterilized in their communities. The report noted that forced sterilization was not a practice of the past. The Indigenous women were still coerced into sterilization in the present times. According to the report, the exact number of these incidents were unclear, as willful unsterilization is often not reported. The findings show that forced sterilization disproportionately affects Indigenous women and women from minority groups. Human Concern International, an Ottawa-based international Muslim charity, has filed an appeal with the Supreme Court of Canada to review the one-year suspension imposed on the charity by the Canada Revenue Agency last year. An audit by CRA in July 2021 raised concern about the charity's 6 initiatives leading to a suspension, which restricted the charity from issuing tax receipts. Despite the suspension having expired now, HCI has requested the top court to proceed with a hearing. Executive Director Mahmoud Al-Khan says that federal agencies should not be allowed to impose penalties before determination of guilt in the eyes of the law. Hamilton police are calling a viral video of a man using racial slurs for a person of color in his car hate speech without laying charges against him. According to the police, the 53-second video filmed at Ottawa Street North first appeared online on Sunday. Constable Indy Barrage told the media that the police did not hear from the person who shot the video until he decided to come forward on Tuesday. Barrage said that although the person engaging in hate speech is not charged, the police will speak to him about the incident. Executive Director of the Hamilton Anti-Racism Resource Center, Lyndon George, called for stricter federal laws against racist speech. U.S. President Joe Biden and Israel's Prime Minister Yair Lapid signed a security pact affirming their united front against Iran before holding a joint presser in Jerusalem today. President Biden said that the U.S. will not wait indefinitely for Iran to meet terms set by Washington to revive a 2015 agreement on Tehran's nuclear program. When asked by a journalist how long the United States was prepared to give diplomatic efforts, Biden responded to that administration had set out terms required for the deal to be restored. He said that the U.S. would not, quote, wait forever for Tehran's response. This is President Biden's first visit to Israel and Palestinian territories since assuming the presidential office. And that's all for the news. The Toronto Arts Foundation announced the recipients of the 2022 Newcomer Arts Award. The recognition supports newcomer artists in their endeavors and is supported by RBC Foundation. With us here is the winner for multimedia artist, SAHAR ASKARY HEMMAT. Thank you so much for being with us on the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me and having me here.
First and foremost, congratulations on the award. And I'm just curious, like in a nutshell, how did you get started as an artist?
So for me, the starting point was at my high school. I took a photography class, and from there I became interested in art, and I pursued it more outside the school. And when it came to choosing a major for my university for my bachelor's, I went with photography, and that's how I get to know more the art community, specifically more in Tehran, Iran. And yeah, so as I tried like making arts, I kind of found it kind of therapeutic, and that was like the main reason that kept me motivated to keep creating art. And it was and it has been a way of self-expression for me. And yeah, I think that was the starting point.
So, what does the Newcomer Arts Award mean to you?
I think for me, it's a very important award because it's a recognition for all the endeavors of newcomer artists. Because as you can imagine, coming to a foreign country and then starting your career as an artist, it's very challenging. And this award not only like provides financial help and financial support, but it also gave me so much motivation to keep creating art despite all the hardship that you might face. Yeah, and I think it was a very good feeling when I received the award in front of City Hall, and yeah, feeling the support of people in city of Toronto, that they dedicate so much endeavor and financial support for newcomer artists was very impressive for me.
You mentioned all sorts of hardships and challenges. What are some examples of those that you faced?
So I think it's mostly like finding a career in art and being able to support myself financially just by creating art was the most challenging step in that route. And yeah, because I started as a student, and when you're at the school, like you have so much support, but as soon as you graduated, you start to feel like what are the ways that you can still keep making art and also being able to support yourself financially just by doing that. I think that was a challenge for me.
You also mentioned that art is a therapy in some ways. Could you elaborate a bit more on that? How is it therapeutic to you?
Yeah, I think for me, as I told you, it's like a way of self-expression. So if I had like I think like me, like so many people, we all have had many challenges in life, and we all have like memories of them. And I think one way to kind of, instead of just burying all the memories and kind of trying to forget like all the tough things that happened to you in the past, one way to kind of better dealing with them is to start reflecting back on them and start like journaling and yeah, kind of expressing all the things that you felt at a certain point in your life through art is a great way of kind of therapy and yeah, feeling relieved instead of trying to bury all the tough things that happened to you in your memories, because at some point they will show themselves. I think creating art is just a good point.
Right. So, for every artist, I imagine that there are certain pieces that are very sentimental to them. Could you describe, in a nutshell, any particular piece that really holds something near and dear to your heart?
Yeah, I think for me, the piece that I made for my master's thesis project was very special to me because since I was a child, we moved a lot to different cities in Iran. And as an introverted child, it was very challenging for me to get used to like all new environments. And that's why like after every like 2 or 3 years, we had to like move to a new city. So I think as a child, you just don't have like any choice. You just have to like go with it and just like yeah, because you're still dependent on your family. And I think in that piece, I reflected back on the journey, and also because my hometown is Asfahan in Iran, and there is a river that's called Zayan Darud, and it's been through like many challenges, like my life, because it's been through the periods of drought, and yeah, and I kind of compare my life to the journey of the river, and yeah, that was very sentimental to me.
Comparing your life to a river, how artistic. So, out of curiosity, though, ever since winning this Newcomer Arts Award, has there been any difference in your life? Has there been more opportunities that come up since winning that award? How has your life changed?
Yeah, for sure. I think I felt that I'm feeling more support, and not only like financially, but Toronto Art Foundation. I've also been a participant of another program that they have, Artworks TO, and um, uh, in that program, I also felt so much support. And having winning this award also added more support to my life. And yeah, they keep sending me like all the artistic opportunities. And yeah, just since I posted on my social media that I got the award, I felt so much support from the artistic community in Toronto. And yeah, I think it's still like too soon, but yeah, I look forward to creating a project with the financial support that I received.
So, support is the name of the game here. And so, final question for you. What advice do you have for any aspiring artists out there?
I think the best advice is just to believe in yourself and keep making art instead of all the disappointments that you might feel in your artistic journey. Because even when you apply for like different grants and funds, you might feel lots of rejections, but you're gonna receive some acceptance meanwhile too. So I think the best way is to just stay hopeful and just keep creating the art, even if it's just for you and even if you're not exhibiting it anywhere. This is the best motivation to stay an active artist.
So, keep creating art no matter what. So, that's amazing. Now, that's all for now, but thank you, Sister Sahar, for sharing your insights and all the best on your art.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Get more informed by supporting Canadian Muslim news by subscribing. Stay tuned for the next episode. Assalamu alaikum.